From the Great Wall of China to the pyramids scattered around the world, we all marvel at the architecture of our past as we ask ourselves, why can't we build shit like the Parthenon anymore? I've read that even with modern construction technologies and techniques, we couldn't build the pyramids at Giza even if we wanted to. So I'm asking, is that true? And why? And I'm here to tell you that just ain't true. We could replicate the Egyptian pyramids, and the cost has been figured to be around $5 billion just to build the Great Pyramid of Giza. And it'd probably take us around a decade to complete. Well, that's good to know that we can match ancient Egyptians in pyramid building. I'm betting we can't match the Romans when it comes to roads, because over across the pond, they're still using roads the Romans built over 2,000 years ago. The Appian Way, for instance, was built in 312 BC, and yes, that's 312 years before Christ was born. And it's still being used today, and it runs for 350 miles, compared to the 20 or so years that our highways last, and that ain't including all the damn potholes that never get fixed. Now, with potholes and pyramids put to rest, have you ever thought about how a culture's architecture not only identifies a culture, but represents the culture as well? Case in point, the Egyptian pyramids. Show just about anybody a picture of an Egyptian pyramid and they'll tell you where it's at. And while they might not be able to tell you the year that it was built, they'll tell you that it was built by the ancient Egyptians, with maybe a little help from some aliens. But that is another video. What I'm talking about here actually has a name: cultural architecture, and is often expressed as anything from a museum to a concert hall to a community center or maybe even a library. Some examples are the Alhambra Palace in Spain, the Aqua Tower in Chicago, and the one you've actually heard of, the Taj Mahal. However you want to define what we humans build, you should stop to think about the reason why we build things, especially big, majestic things. For instance, the oldest standing structure attributed to humans can be found in Turkey and is known as Göbekli Tepe. And while it's an absolute awesome sight, we don't have a fucking clue as to who built it, why, or what the reason is. But we do have some ideas, such as maybe it was an astronomical observatory, a religious center, or maybe just a good old-fashioned community center. You know, a place for people just to hang. One thing Göbekli Tepe does tell us is that humans have always strived to build big, and they've managed to do that by working together. From Göbekli Tepe to the pyramids to the Empire State Building, humans have always dreamed big. But why? Why build so big? But of course the reason is to showcase somebody's power through a sense of grandeur. From the Taj Mahal to our own Pentagon. And yeah, I'm guessing it's true of Göbekli Tepe as well. All built to reflect power, to be able to say, look at what we can do. And that leads us to symbolism in architecture. They use architecture to represent abstract ideas. Crosses in churches to symbolize the sacrifice of Jesus. Domes that signify the heavens. The classical architectural style used in government buildings to symbolize authority. And there's our modern architecture that expresses form with sleek lines and minimal features to symbolize innovation and progress. Symbolism in human architecture runs from the religious significance to the cultural significance, and it involves choice of shape and form and type of materials used. Now, we can't talk about people building stuff unless we throw in some mysterious stuff that people have built, and I mean in a grand style that's not only equitable to what we build today, but perhaps surpasses, if not in grandeur, but perhaps in technique, what we build today. As I mentioned, people work together, because to do the impossible, people gotta work together. That's why we have places like Angkor Wat in Cambodia, Petra in the desert of Jordan, the Great Wall, the pyramids. But who the hell constructed the Nazca Lines? Who built Stonehenge and Tiahuanacu in Bolivia? Because even before the pyramids, and maybe long before recorded history, Humans gathered to construct ancient sites that had meaning to them, a meaning lost to time, and that only ancient history remembers. And then somebody somewhere must have remembered how to build again. Well, I guess I should thank you for watching this video, especially if you got this far. Now, I do have to tell you that my background is in architectural drafting. That's why I have an interest in this. Now, as an architectural drafter, and so you know, I ain't an architect. I'm the guy that sits in the back of an architect's office who he pays $10 an hour to do all his work. But with technology and shit, AutoCAD did away with all that stuff. So, I'll just leave it at that. For those of you in the know, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to AutoCAD and shit. So, because you know what? I was taught to draft by hand. So, anyway, this was an interesting video, and I enjoyed doing it. And I know a lot of people ain't gonna bother watching it, but you know what? I like architecture. I do. I love architecture, and I love the styles of houses, and there's hundreds of them. So I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I should just shut up, go away, do my shot of tequila, and go about my business, which I think I'll do. But I do want to say one more time, thank you for watching. And when it comes to house styles, as you're driving out around your neighborhood someday, just take notice and see if you can see similarities and differences. And I know in some neighborhoods like mine, where every house up and down the road is a rambler, which really sucks. Yeah, okay, I'll leave it at that.